day one of the Call of Duty Modern Warfare 2 beta has come and gone, and we put ourselves about 5-6 hours into it. We got pretty much everything available, unlocked, and leveled. And so now I want to take you a look through what is available in the first week, the PlayStation exclusive side of the beta, as far as the weapons go, how the gunsmith actually works, and what you can be expecting coming into weekend 2 for open beta and pre-order betas. So let's look at it right here. We have absolutely the wrong thing up on my screen. Okay, we have the actual gunsmith here. We can see the weapon types available to us: assault rifles, battle rifles, SMGs, shotguns, LMGs, marksman rifles, and sniper rifles. So you're going to notice a whole new category here called the battle rifles. Battle rifles are going to kind of take place of the tactical rifles, something that you would see with the DMR-14 or any of that sort. And then marksman rifle is going to be closer to the marksman rifles that you're familiar with from the Modern Warfare series, Kar 98s, MK2 carbines, stuff like that. So first off, we're going to look at the weapons available in the assault category. We have the Lachman 5.56, which looks to be the H&K G36. Then we have the M4. We have the Kostov and the TAC 5.6. The Kostov is obviously the AK-74U. The M4 is the M4. The M16 is a variant of that. We're going to go over that in a second. And then the TAC 5.6. This is actually a FN SCAR. This is the 16, not the 17. So the 16 is chambered in the 5.56, and the 17 is chambered in the 7.62. So this is just a SCAR Light. If you're a Battlefield fan, you'll understand that reference. If not, it is just generally a lower caliber SCAR compared to what we have in Modern Warfare, the first one from 2019. Okay, so let's actually look at the way that the build series works, the gunsmith actually works. So we're going to equip the M4. So right here from the M4, we have access to multiple different options here. I have all the possible options unlocked right now for the M4, which is pretty limited. You only have a few barrels, a few muzzles, you only have one laser sight, a few optics, a few stocks, grips, things like that. Every option has like about one at least thing you can put on it. And right now, there is a pretty good balance, it feels like, for what you want versus what's available. So I don't feel like a lot of it has been wasted specifically for what we get to try. But at the same time, I feel like some of it maybe is not going to be as useful for someone like me, who is mostly focused on the idea of Warzone content, because that's what I do mostly. But for you 6v6 players or search and destroy players, there is a lot of options here for you, and you can really build down to your niche. So first off, the most important thing is really the receiver. We talked about it in the previous gunsmith video about what they teased. This is actual hands-on with it. With the receiver, this is what determines what weapon you are actually using, despite the platform that you're working from. You've got the M4, which is your full auto standard carbine / rifle. This is going to be your 5.56 full auto, highly customizable jack of all trades. They've got the M16. Your M16 is going to be your burst fire. The damage on this is actually pretty substantial, and it reminds me very much so of like the Modern Warfare 2 M16, where a good single burst can actually take somebody down in the multiplayer. The 5.56 Icarus. This is going to be your LMG variant of the M4. I used it a bit today. I had to level it up, obviously, to get a hold of some of these other options, and it has a lot of, firepower as far as it holds a lot of rounds, but it does feel a bit weaker than the M4 or the M16. So I guess you're trading off bullet capacity for bullet damage overall. The Recon, which is the 4.58 battle rifle. So if you use the 4.58 SOCOM in Modern Warfare 1, the 2019 Modern Warfare 1, that is essentially what this is. It is a either full auto or semi-auto, high damage, low magazine. It's basically a battle rifle equivalent of the M4. And then the FSS Hurricane, which is the SMG equivalent of the M4. This one's chambered in 5.7, which if you're familiar with 5.7, that is the same caliber that the P90 goes and uses. And then also, if you inspect the weapon, you'll notice that the top magazine is a P90 magazine. So this is basically an M4 that has been fitted with a P90 magazine, and just let run with it. This one is your SMG equivalent of an M4, like I said before, and it runs like one. It's got a high rate of fire, decent stopping power up close, and damage falls off over range. And then, much like all the other builds, you know, it varies on what you put on it. So say you're going to end up using the Hurricane. As you go through and unlock things, you unlock new barrels for every gun based on what you have used for the previous ones. So the Hurricane was further down the list. We'll look at the progression tree. You start off with the M4 here. At level 17, you unlock the Recon. And then if you decide to go the tree of the Recon right here, you can then go down to the Hurricane by getting it to level 10. So once you hit level 10, or once you hit, I think it's level 13 on the Recon, you unlock the Hurricane's path tree, and you continue on. And then the same thing for the M4. Once you hit about 13, you hit the Icarus. And once you got about 13 on the Icarus, you unlocked the M16. And this seems to be the pathway that they're following for a lot of the rifles. And this is kind of like your M4 tree. But instead of feeling like it's like the M4 tree, it looks like they are attempting to do these alternate pathways. So you'll notice that the M4 is marketed as the M4 platform. Then you'll see the Lachman platform, and I'm guessing we're going to have a Kostov platform and a TAC platform. And I imagine all of them are going to be some sort of form or fashion barrel build of those as well. So I imagine, look forward to seeing some variation of these. If I were a guessing man, the Kostov is the SMG variant, which will branch off into AK or RPD or SVD, or all the way up to probably even a sniper build in some form or fashion. SVD or like Dragunov, semi-auto battle rifle kind of idea. But it looks to be how that seems to be following. We've got things like the Fennec 45, which has no other weapons inside its platform available to us right now. You just see platform Fennec, and then like platform nothing here for the X-Byte 12. So I imagine this one may not even break down into more options. We've got the RAF, which is the Lachman, but we've got the Saken, which is again a platform with no mark as well. So either they're consciously leaving out this information so that way we don't know where it goes, or they just don't go anywhere. Like the Lockwood MK2, I imagine probably doesn't have any variable builds from a lever action rifle. Or maybe it does. Maybe that goes into a lever action shotgun. We don't know. They've not given us any information to look at that. And so then we have the Signal 50, which is very similar to like a 338 Recon if you're, again, a Battlefield player, except for this is a 50 cal rifle. So not the same, but similar aesthetics, different rifle altogether. But most of all, if you are playing on the PlayStation Beta, you are currently locked at a maximum level 15, which means there's a few guns on here that you should be able to unlock that you're not going to be able to. Weapons like the TAC 6, which will only hit 30 to unlock it. You're basically primarily going to see mostly PlayStation users hitting this one first, as when what I would suppose are the last 15 levels open up next weekend. PlayStation users, if they put the time in, will already be at 15 and be, already halfway there. So you'll see some TAC 5.6s next weekend. You'll see the entire Lachman series next weekend as well, which includes the MP5, the FAL, and the G36, it looks like here. And then we'll also see, I don't know what this rifle's called in real life. It's called the RAF H. I'm sure some of you will be more than happy to help me. It might be the HK G36, something another large size. And then the LMS, and again, I'm not familiar with this one as well, but it's a beefed up FAL, it looks to be. But yeah, so hopefully we're going to see a lot more of this. We have access to only one pistol currently. We'll have access to the other pistol. I guess I do have access to it now, but I didn't have access to it earlier. And yeah, there it is. You see it built out into a submachine gun. This is actually, it looks like a SIG platform PDW. It's one of the ones that actually just slots up into this tactical rig, which is kind of oddly sticking outside the backside of that case. But who am I to judge? But yeah, so the little side impact, little SMG. They're both XRKs. They both kind of look like Glocks here, so they're probably just Glocks, both of them. But that rig that I'm familiar with is a actual PDW from a company called SIG. But yeah, and so this is kind of your introduction. This is what we have actually available to us. We have launchers of Pila and Joker, neither of which I have access to right yet. You can get to them by using one of the pre-made classes. And some of those guns are actually able to be used currently from the pre-built classes. You can select them at the very beginning of the round and then try some of these weapons that you don't have access to right now, like the MK2 and the Signal 50. Both of those are locked right now to just the default classes. So give them a shot as well. Then if we go in here, you're going to see we have access to our tacticals. The ones we can use: flash, shock, decoy, stun, smoke, and tear gas. While other ones we can't get a hold of right now: spotter scope, medical syringe, snapshots, and heartbeats. These are also still locked into the default classes, so you can try all of them except for the spotter scope. The drill charge is funny. Frag grenade procs, thermite, Simtex drill charge, and then things like the C4, throwing knife, Molotov, and Claymore. Again, these are locked behind the default classes, and then you have access to these already. The perk selects are pretty interesting, as you can go through and you kind of find which ones work out for you. Battle hardened is probably one of the strongest right now, as people are continuously getting used to the flashes, the stuns, and all of that stuff, and they are being used frequently. And I mean frequently. It hurts. Overkill is useful if you want to get to leveling a couple weapons at once, but most of all, it seems to be one weapon at a time seems to be working pretty well. Again, Deadeye there has Overkill again with Quick Fix and High Alert. EOD and Battle Hardened support package is probably one of the most useful ones that you can end up with. It does have resupply again, which means restock, and that's a pain. And it also comes with Survivor, which is Last Stand. If you're not familiar with that one, you can basically, it's a self-revive. You can pick yourself back up once per life, which is a little strong, but here we go. And then we get into the Sniper 1 Double Time Extra Tactical, Focus, which is, I guess, useful if you're sniping. And then Bird's Eye minimap is zoomed out, UAV pings further distances and stuff. So pretty good. Pretty good. The support one seems to be the strongest. I like running the track or the hunter one because I'm still learning the trajectories for the throwables, and strong arm lets me see where it's going. Tracker helps me chase people down, and seeing stuff through the walls with spotter, like claymores and stuff. It helps a lot while learning the map, so you don't get frustrated running into claymores and betties. So I'm going to recommend hunter or support, and then after that, obviously find what works out for you, or you can go through and create a package if you just want to make one of your own. Obviously, you have that as an option as well, but you don't get to be like, I'm a hunter. You get to be like, I'm perk package number 1. You can rename it. Pick whatever you want. But yeah, that's a quick breakdown. There is the kill streaks in here as well. They are pretty traditional Call of Duty kill streaks. Nothing to surprise you on that end. And then vehicle customization, which right now means absolutely nothing to us other than the fact that there are tanks. God, I hope I don't see a lot of those in Warzone. That will be a mess. Operators are available. If you have the pre-order, you can select some of these other skins. If you got the big package. Otherwise, you can just go through here and select some of these other people. It's not like you're going to see them anyways right now, and you won't get to keep them anyways. So it's just operators for now. It's just somebody to run around and look as. But thank you all so much for checking out. If you have any questions about how the gunsmith is working, or if you just want to see some more gameplay, we are live tomorrow morning at 9 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. And, well, by the time you see this, we'll be live today at 9 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. And we'll be playing some more of the Modern Warfare 2 beta, trying everything out. I'll be answering your questions and see if I can figure out more of these maps. We have access to 3 right now, so I'm going to try to get the best lowdown on them as possible. And I'll have some more tips and tricks for you through the week. Until next time, ladies and gentlemen and everyone else, peace.